Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today into something that's been making headlines. Cybersecurity,
Yeah.
and specifically digital resilience.
Yeah, it's more important now than ever,
Oh,
right?
yes, absolutely. And we've got two really interesting sources that we're going to unpack today.
Okay, awesome.
One is a report on a cyber attack that recently hit some government websites in Luxembourg.
Oh, wow.
And the other is a timely analysis of this upcoming Digital Operational Resilience Act, that DORA thing everyone's talking about.
Right, right.
So let's paint a picture for our listeners.
Yeah.
Imagine you need to access like a super important government service online,
Uh-huh.
so something urgent,
Right.
and you get completely locked out.
Oh, no.
That's exactly what people in Luxembourg experienced last Friday when this cyber attack took down some pretty critical online services.
Really?
Yeah, things like Mugisha, which is like their main portal for all kinds of government stuff,
Okay.
and even Lux Trust, which is their big digital identity provider.
That's huge.
It is. So what's really fascinating about this attack is the method they used.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, it was what's called a DDoS attack, right?
Right.
Distributed denial of service.
So instead of like breaking into systems, what they do is they just flood them with so much traffic that it basically overloads them.
Exactly. It's like imagine a shop with its doors open,
Yeah.
but then suddenly thousands of people try to rush in all at once.
Oh, wow.
No one can actually shop, right? It just shuts the whole thing down.
So that's what they did to these government websites.
Exactly. And it wasn't just a quick blip either.
Yeah.
This thing went on for 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, right smack in the middle of the day.
Oh, man, that must have been a nightmare for anyone trying to get things done.
It was. And it gets even more interesting because this wasn't an isolated incident.
You mean, like, Luxembourg has been targeted before?
Yeah, earlier last year, their government websites were hit with a sustained attack that went on for a while.
So they're clearly in someone's crosshairs.
Yeah. It seems that way. And, pro-Russian hackers claim responsibility for those earlier attacks.
Oh, wow.
But regardless of who's behind it, it really highlights how vulnerable these systems can be.
Right, even systems that seem super secure.
Exactly.
Makes you think.
It does. And this is actually a perfect segue to our second source, which talks about this new DORA regulation that's coming into effect on January 17th.
Oh, yeah. DORA.
It's all about trying to beef up the digital resilience of financial institutions in the EU,
Okay.
making sure they can withstand things like cyber attacks and other disruptions.
Right, right.
And the source makes a really interesting point.
What's that?
It says that DORA is great, it's a good step, but the real challenge isn't just about ticking boxes and complying with the rules.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's about creating a whole culture of security within these organizations.
Oh, I see. So it's not just about having the right tech in place.
Right. It's about embedding security into every level of the organization.
Gotcha. So like from the ground up.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And it made me think of this analogy.
Okay.
You know how we have fire drills?
Yeah.
It's not enough to just have a fire escape plan on a piece of paper.
Right.
Everyone needs to practice, know what to do in an emergency.
Absolutely. So it's the same with cybersecurity.
Exactly. It's about being proactive, constantly thinking about potential threats and how to respond.
I like that analogy.
And this brings us to a bigger point.
Okay.
This attack in Luxembourg might seem like a one-off,
Huh?
but it's actually part of a much wider trend.
Oh, how so?
Well, a recent report from Checkpoint found that cyber attacks globally surged by a whopping 82% in the third quarter of last year compared to 2023.
Whoa, 82%. That's insane.
It is. And get this, the financial sector is a prime target.
Really?
Yeah, they're seeing an average of 723 attacks per organization every single week.
Wow, that's a lot. Why are they so focused on finance?
Well, it's kind of obvious when you think about it.
Yeah.
The financial sector holds tons of sensitive data.
Right, like people's bank details and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Of course, there's the money itself.
So a successful cyber attack there could mean huge financial losses.
Absolutely. Plus data breaches that expose customer information.
And then there's the reputational damage, right?
Exactly. That can be really hard to recover from.
For sure.
And, it's not just big companies that need to worry.
Oh, you're right.
Individuals and small businesses are increasingly vulnerable too.
Yeah, in today's world, everyone's connected.
Exactly. Everyone's a potential target.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners here?
I think the main message is that cybersecurity and digital resilience are not just IT problems.
Right.
They're business problems, societal problems. They affect everyone.
Absolutely. One of the sources we looked at had this great line about needing leadership with strength, agility, and foresight.
I like that one too.
It's so true. In a world where we rely on digital systems for pretty much everything,
Yeah,
resilience isn't a nice to have anymore. It's a must have.
it really is. And so this brings us to a final thought for our listeners to chew on. What steps can you take, both in your personal life and at work, to strengthen your own digital resilience?
It's a great question and a really important one.
Because being proactive today can save you a lot of headaches down the road.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.